Make some noise for youth leadership and youth voice. Make some noise if you think all of you deserve the same right to determine what happens in this building as anyone else in San Francisco. Make some noise if you think young people have the same right to have a voice in what happens in their schools as anyone else in San Francisco. All right, so I want to tell you a little story and go back in history. So 50 years ago yesterday was one of the most important speeches in American history. And that was a speech that was given by President Lyndon Johnson around the Voting Rights Act to extend voting to all Americans. And what he said, I want to share with you this quote. Many of the issues of civil rights are very complex and most difficult. But about this, there can be and should be no argument. Every American citizen must have an equal right to vote. There is no reason which can excuse the denial of that right. There is no duty which weighs more heavily on us than the duty we have to ensure that right. Now, if you listen to what he said, did he say there is no reason except being a young person? No. Did he say that every American citizen must be able to vote except for 16 and 17-year-olds? No, he didn't say that. What he said is that this is a sacred right that should be available and must be available to everyone. And so that's what all of you are here today to do, is to fulfill that promise. 50 years later, the right to vote is under attack around the country, but here in San Francisco in City Hall, we are talking about expanding the right to vote. So I want to thank you for all, and I want to say especially to the supervisors who have stood as allies with young people and have introduced this legislation. Can you give them all a hand one more time? Having adult allies are important. And again, give a hand to our amazing youth leaders who were the ones who brought this forward. I want to say one more quick thing. You know, I have the privilege of serving on the school board. And every day, as one of the 7 elected members of the school board, we are making decisions about students. And it seems to me that it's one of the most awful hypocrisies that the people who are most impacted by our decisions as school board members are the people who also do not have a right, and the people who are making those decisions don't have a right to determine who those people are. So as someone who is making decisions about students, I want to be elected by students. I want to be elected by young people. And I think if we're going to tell young people that you're going to be the future leaders of this city, we have to actually give you that responsibility now. We have to trust you in it, especially when it comes to the decisions that impact you in your life. And I will say that this city is great for a lot of people. It's pretty dang good for a lot of adults. It can be a tough place to be a kid. It can be a tough place to be a young person and to grow up. And if we want to change that, the best way we can do that is make sure that young people are the ones who decide what happens in this building and decide what happens in our schools. And I think that if you see that, you're going to see not only young people voting and participating, but more affordable housing, better funded education, more representation that actually prioritize the needs of young people in this city. So I want to thank you for all your leadership. Give it up again for everyone who brought this forward. Are we going to get this done? Yeah. All right. Vote 16.
Aren't we so lucky to have amazing elected officials who care so deeply about youth voice in government? We are. Definitely we are. So today, it gives me great honor to introduce Jeff Adachi, who's our public defender, who definitely understands giving young people second chances, and that is Jeff Adachi.
I'm very excited to be here today, and we've got to make this happen. This is something that's been long overdue, and I think that by giving young people the right to vote, we can actually encourage adults to vote and to exercise their rights. I have a 14-year-old daughter, so she'll be eligible to vote in 2 years, and hope I can win her vote when I run for re-election. But you have my full commitment and support, and I look forward to making San Francisco once again a beacon for the rest of the nation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adachi. Today now we have introduced actually Precious will do this.
Now, thank you, Josh. Now we have two superstar advocates from the Transitional Age Youth of San Francisco. They are here today to educate us how 16 and 17-year-olds play a vital role in our city's civic leadership. One of them is Luisa Sicairos, a member of the citywide Transitional Age Youth Advisory Board and former 2013-2014 Youth Commissioner.
Also with Luisa, we have Angel Van Stark. He's a former D8 Youth Commissioner. This year he was named as one of the True Colors Fun 40 of the 40 that highlights the achievements of LGBTQ youth who have experienced homelessness.
Let's give them a round of applause, guys.
Hi everyone, let me put my purse down because things are about to get real up in here. So, hi everyone, my name is Luisa Sicairos. I'm gonna put this like this because I talk really loud. And I am a youth advocate for CTAB and TSF, so I see someone over there from TSF represent. So what we do at CTAB, we bring issues and awareness to the table for Tay youth to be taking on. And I think it's really important for us to be bringing up these 16 and 17-year-olds part of the table as well. And I'm also representing College Track and My Path, which are two nonprofits that I am part of, and I work with young people there. And I have experienced so much just being with these young people that have so much passion, so much understanding, so much knowledge on everything they see every day. They are experts of their communities, so they should be making a vote on decisions that are going to be made that's going to impact their future. This Saturday, I was at UC Berkeley with a bunch of great freshmen, sophomores, and a few juniors going to check out the campus. If they weren't worried about their future, they wouldn't be at this tour, right? So, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys believe that young people can make a change? Yes. What? Yes. Yes. Do you believe that young people are the future? Yes. Yes. If you want them to be the future, we definitely need to let them make the vote on what is impacting them every single day. Like Supervisor Marr mentioned, his daughter is impacting and advising him every single day on what's going on in the world. Why? Because they use their resources. They go on social media, they talk to their teachers, they talk to their friends, they talk about everything so they can be aware and accurate information is being passed around so they can make a change. So I am very passionate about this issue, and I really believe that young people should be have the right to vote right now, because I know I definitely wanted to make a vote when I was 16 or 17 years old on things that are impacting me, not only in school, but the social justice system, having free money for young people, which was not there when I was 16. But look, it's here now. And there's gonna be more changes and more positive things coming out in the future from our young people.
That is really hard to follow up. My name is Angel Van Stark, and I am a Tay advocate. And I think voting for 18 to 20, for 16 to 17-year-olds is absolutely essential for the 18 to 29 population. Because last midterm election, I was really disheartened by the 21% of young people who came out to vote ages 18 to 29. That really concerns me, and every time I ask someone, why didn't you vote? Your vote matters. The first thing that they tell me is like, oh, well, my vote doesn't matter. Anything that I decide doesn't affect anything. And I think that's honestly one of the worst things someone can think of, because I've actually experienced things that have come out of the government. This building that we're in right now wouldn't be here if it wasn't for people voting. The food stamps and the general assistance that I received when I was homeless wouldn't have been there if this government wasn't here. The amazing resources that I was able to receive from countless nonprofits would not be there if the government wasn't funding their nonprofits and their amazing services that they have provided me and other young people. Homeless people face varying issues, from homelessness to dropping out of schools to horrible atrocities that just aren't unfathomable to many adults or are out of sight, because young people aren't really out there making their voices heard through policies. If young people ages 16 to 17 have the right to vote, they'll be able to make sure that politicians are aware of these issues and have more pressing and more pressure and more ability to say, well, these voters are saying that this is important to them. They are part of my constituent base, and I want to make sure that they're happy and that they're voting for what's right in San Francisco. I'm constantly impressed by young people. When I served on the Youth Commission, I had people coming in talking about incarcerated parents, talking about how much they care about the nutrition that they receive, talking about e-cigarettes, talking about issues that I wasn't even concerned about when I was 16. So I'm absolutely amazed by the activism here in the city, and I think that it isn't just unique to San Francisco, but rather all of the United States and all of the world. Young people are ready to take a vote. Young people are ready to make a difference in their community. They pay taxes either through property tax, through sales tax, and inherently, unfortunately, but they also pay by getting jobs. They do so much for our community, and for us to be so disrespectful